Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes to share with you all for September polish pickup. I love September polish pickup because it is always spooky inspired. I love spooky season. I love Halloween. I love the polishes that come out for Halloween, fall inspired polishes, all of that. But September polish pickup has always been one of my favorites, other than Rewind. I do enjoy Rewind, but September always takes the win for me. This month's theme is Vintage Halloween. If you're not familiar with what polish pickup is, it's a monthly collab between indie makers. They come together and they create limited edition items. Some polishes or some items are capped, meaning that there's only a certain amount that you can get, and once they sell out, that is it. You can't get them anymore. Sometimes you may be lucky and you may be able to, the maker may be able to add more. Good way to keep track is through their Facebook group. Now, there's more than just polishes that are available. A lot of people do shop polish pickup for the nail polishes, but you have apparel, you have waxes, you have cuticle oils, hand creams, all of that stuff. Now this is a pre-order, so once shop closes, then you will get your order, or your order will ship out about 2 to 3 weeks from that date when shop closes. Polish pickup always opens the first Friday of every month and closes that following Monday. Shop opens that first Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So because things can be capped, if you see something that does have a cap on it and you really want it, you need to make sure that you're at shop when it opens. I love Halloween. Ugh, I can't wait for my kids to get a little bit bigger so that way Halloween can be about me. I used to do crazy special effects makeup and all of that. I've shared that in like my previous videos whenever I talk about Halloween. Probably my last September polish pickup or like an October Manny's video or something like that. But I have shared them in the past. So check out my polish pickup playlist. I may have something there. I have a lot of polishes to share as always, so let's get into it. First up, we have Zombie Claw, and this is Vintage Zombie, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 200 bottles. It's inspired by the old-fashioned zombies. This is a clear base loaded with electric blue, green, purple shimmer that glows in the dark green. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of it glowing in the dark, but there is one up on the PPU website, so you guys can check that out. But Zombie Claw does an amazing job when they put electric blue shimmer into their polishes. I swear, I feel like I know Zombie Claw for their like electric blue shimmer or any type of blue shimmer. This one has the addition of the green and the purple all mixed in together. We see some of the purple on the perimeters of my nails. You can see it at extreme angles, but we're really getting a big glimpse of the green and a little bit of blue too, more like a tealish sort of color. I smudged my middle finger right there, so just ignore that. But this one was gorgeous. The glow factor was absolutely stunning. I ended up building it up in 3 coats. I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for you. Pictured are 3 coats of Zombie Claw Vintage Zombie with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Sweet and Sour Lacquer. This is Dream Demon, priced at $13, and there's a cap of 500 bottles. This one is inspired by Freddy Krueger. Did you guys watch Freddy Krueger growing up? I love all spooky, scary movies. Ugh. This a whole month for PPU, I'm loving all the inspirations. But anyways, this one is described as a black jelly base with red, orange, gold, green shimmer. My goodness. Can we see on that second coat how beautifully this built up? The shimmer is just dazzling in here. Just look at that. This is like velvety goodness. And although this is a black jelly base, I feel like the red and the orange and the gold, all of that is just coming to life within this base. Look how deep and mysterious this is. We see some of that green at very extreme angles, but it's very like strategically placed within all of this shimmer. Not like Darlene's the maker of Sweet and Sour like went in and like placed the shimmer there, but you know what I mean, like you have the red and the orange and the gold, and then that mixture of green, it's there, but you get hints of it along the nails. So it's strategically placed within this polish. I don't know how else to say it, but I love how you get glimpses of that green because I do see Freddy Krueger in this polish. The inspiration is just spot on. The formula is fantastic. That black jelly base Although the shimmer takes over the entire base, you still get glimpses of shadows, which is because of this black jelly base. Absolutely stunning. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to work best for you. Pictured are 2 coats of Sweet and Sour Lacquer, Dream Demon, with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Rogue Lacquer, and this is Poison Apple, priced at $13, and there is no cap. This one's inspired by the poison apple in Disney's 1930s Snow White. This is a green crelly base with green and glowy flakes, as well as red and black metallic flakies. Classic Rogue Lacquer flaky bomb. You can't get any better than that. I ended up going in with 2 coats, and I think I could have possibly done a 3rd coat, but this is a true flaky bomb, and I was okay with it at 2 coats. I mean, if I wanted a little more coverage on my nail bed, I could have maybe done a 3rd coat, but honestly, this looked beautiful in just 2 coats. And I'm going to show you guys a close-up right here. Like, look at this. How glorious is that? Those glowy green flakies are out of this world. Like, they are the star of this polish. You have, like, they're they're up center, right? They are the forefront of the polish, and then you have your black and your red flakies that are there, but the green flakies, those green glowy, oh my god, so beautiful. They are definitely the forefront. Look at this with a glossy top coat. I'm going to recommend using a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it, just to get a nice plump juicy effect. When I'm swatching, I just use a glossy top coat just because I'm polishing so very quickly. But look at this. I had to show it off. I was like, oh my goodness, the glow is so beautiful. This polish would be very versatile too if you wanted to use it as not necessarily a topper per se, but you can pair it with like a similar base coat, maybe something like darker green, like a hunter green, maybe even something like a deeper red, and then putting a coat or 2 on top of that. Oh, it would look so beautiful. Loved this one. I really enjoyed it. Pictured are 2 coats of Rogue Lacquer, Poison Apple, with a glossy top coat. Here we have Polished for Days, and this is quite literally dead inside, priced at $13.50, and it's inspired by vintage Halloween art. This one's described as a ghostly taupe gray base with glowing green, blue-purple iridescent shifting shimmer. Oh, beautiful glow. Absolutely stunning. The shimmer in here, just look at how iridescent it looks. I've been very obsessed with glowy polishes lately, so I'm obviously very obsessed with this one. I ended up going in for a 3rd coat. I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for everybody. I don't think it's going to build up to full opacity on my longer nail friends. You might see a little bit of nail line. I mean, we do have a lot of shifty shimmer in here, so you may get some coverage on your longer nails. But I feel like there might be a possibility that you may see a little bit of nail line, depending on how prominent your nail line is. You might not. But look at this. Look at all of this beautiful glow, the shimmer. We can see definitely green, we can see definitely blue, and then we're getting some purple at extreme angles. Stunning. I love this one. And I feel like the inspiration, the vintage Halloween art, I feel like when I'm looking at an old school Halloween picture, I definitely see this being like the background of something, or like a ghost, something like that. But I really enjoyed this one. It was very beautiful, or it is very beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Polished for Days, quite literally dead inside, with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Penelope Luz, and this is Poison Cake, priced at $13, and there's a cap of 700 bottles. This one's inspired by a gothic vintage cake. It's a multi-chrome purple, blue, pink, copper polish. Amazing formula. I recently started swatching for Penelope Luz, and I am really enjoying the formula. Like, all the polishes so far that I have swatched, and I swatched a handful. I actually recently swatched a collection. Every single polish, all of the formula was absolutely stunning, like easy to work with. The brushes are fantastic, very user-friendly, very beginner-friendly polishes. This is just 2 coats, and my goodness, look at that beautiful shimmer. It is just swimming around in this polish. It is beautiful. Look how deep and mysterious and vampy this is. Now, I'm kicking myself in the butt because I'm filming my voiceover after my intro and outro, and I didn't pick this one as a favorite, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I'm definitely putting this on my fall rack. it is just gorgeous. I feel like there's not many components in here, but just something about this polish is just beautiful. The formula 2 coats, I mean, like, you can't get any better than that with this multi-chrome and the purple. Oh my gosh, everything is just stunning. I'm like at a loss for words. I think long and short nails 2 coats will be best for everybody. Really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 2 coats of Penelope Luz Poison Cake with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Pahlish, and this is Can I Keep You, priced at $14, and there is no cap, and this is inspired by, nonetheless, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Now, if you watch that movie, you already know the phrase, you already know that scene, and I just want to whisper it when I say it, but I don't want to sound creepy. This one is a vintage pumpkin with bright aqua teal blue micro flakies. This formula was fantastic for such a lighter polish. I was really impressed that I was able to build it up in 2 coats. I want to say long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. The orange is kind of like the inside of a pumpkin, but bleached. It's like this beautiful caramelized brown shade. It's very pretty. And then the micro flakes in here, they're so sparkly. Oh my goodness, I almost confused it for shimmer. We're definitely seeing the aqua, some of the teal. I see a little bit of blue. I do see some blue, but I kind of see a little bit of pink too. Do you guys see that? This is such a pretty polish. The shimmer and the glow is amazing. Pictured are 2 coats of Pahlish, Can I Keep You, with a glossy top coat. Here we have Night Owl Lacquer, and this is by the Pale Moonlight, priced at $13, and there is no cap. This is inspired by vintage looking Halloween art with a glowing moon. This is a clear base with glowy copper bronze gold shifting shimmer and holographic dust. Now, when I first polished my nails with this, when I first swatched it, I was very surprised with the formula. I wasn't expecting something like this. For such a light shade, the formula was very creamy, much more opaque than I originally thought just looking at the bottle that it would be. Now look at that second coat, how we're building up amazing coverage. The glow is just illuminating off of my nails. We're seeing a lot of that copper and a lot of that bronze. It's just so different than a white, brown, beige polish that I've ever tried. I really enjoyed this one. If you're looking for something, I don't want to say casual, but more on the nude side, but you want some glowiness to it. You want a little bit of sparkle, right? Because we have that holographic dust. This is going to be the polish for you. Like I said, very impressed with the formula for such a lighter polish. Am I surprised? Because it's Night Owl Lacquer. They always do an amazing job. I shouldn't be surprised, but I was when I looked at the bottle and the color. But enjoyed this one very much. This month is going to be so hard, guys. This month is killing us. Pictured are 2 coats of Night Owl Lacquer by the Pale Moonlight with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Jior Courture, and this is highly flammable, priced at $13.75, and there is no cap. This one is inspired by the 1980s Halloween costumes. They were always so very colorful. You always had masks that went along with them. There were always strong smells or strong chemicals. It must have been chemicals that would be on the masks and the costumes, but anyways, I kind of miss those old school costumes. I really do. I feel like they're just not the same anymore. But anyways, this one is the components. Various sized black opal glitters, golden yellow glitter with multi-chrome magnetic base. So I'm using the magnet in a different way. If you know me, I usually like to hold my magnet underneath my nail when I'm polishing, but I could not find it when I was swatching this, so I used a bar. But I enjoyed the finished look for it. But you can see the magnet just pulls, so all of that beautiful like pink shimmery pigment is getting absorbed into that magnetic strip, into that line, and it's making way for this beautiful like black grayish sort of base, and we're getting a lot of that golden yellow glitter. We're able to see more of that. So you see when I swatch on the third coat, all of that pink shimmer is right all over the nail, and then as soon as I put the magnet over it, it makes way for the yellow golden shimmer, and then we get that nice pink magnetic strip. Now if you wanted to wear this and not magnetize it, I think it looks beautiful that way too. But this one, with it magnetized, I think it looks very different from any polish that I've tried. I love the contrasting shades that we're getting here, right? We have this darker sort of base with those fun glitters everywhere that's popping against the base, and then we get that beautiful magnetic strip that is super bright. It's super pink. We get a little bit of yellow too in that magnetic strip, and I think it's just those golden glitters that are peeking through. But this one was very fun. Pictured are 3 coats of Jior Courture, highly flammable with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Jen&Berries, and this is It Fits the Pattern. This one is priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles. It's inspired by vintage Maleficent Halloween costume pattern. This is a blackened plum base loaded with pink, orange, blue, purple, metallic fuchsia, and black flakes with a delicate white sparkle. I love this one. This is like your true Halloween polish. We get that beautiful, beautiful like dark purple base. And then all of the flakies in here just blend so well with the base. It built up beautifully in just 2 coats. I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 for everybody, depending on how thick you polish with your coats. I just want to say, just be careful when you are polishing. You want to wait for all of your coats to dry so that you're not getting any gloopiness or your flakies moving around. This is loaded with a ton of flakes. So if you don't wait between coats, it's not going to come out looking like this. So just an FYI. But we see pink, we see orange, we see the blue and the purple flakes. They're not like super prominent, like bang in your face, but they're there and they give you glimpses of different colors. The sparkle in here just adds to the beauty of this polish. Another one that I really enjoyed. Pictured are 2 coats of Jen&Berries. It fits the pattern with a glossy top coat. I am going to recommend, if you're using this as a full mani, if you decide to pick it up, to use a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat, because this is very flaky dense and you want to get a nice plump juicy finish. Next up we have Glisten&Glow, and this is Casper, priced at $13.50, and there is no cap. I love that little ghost on the label. It is so cute. This is inspired by the 1995 movie Casper the Friendly Ghost, and it's a white-based jelly polish loaded with color shifting shimmer that shifts blue to purple. This is a very glowy polish. I ended up building it up in 2 coats. I think honestly, long or short nails, you can do 2, you can do 3. It's just going to depend on your preference. If you did decide to go in for a 3rd coat, it's just going to build up that white base even more, and then in addition add even more of that shifty shimmer in here. Now we're getting a heaping amount of that shifty blue purple shimmer. The white jelly base looks very ghostly, which is like spot on with the inspiration for this polish. This is stunning. This would make a beautiful neutral polish. This would make a beautiful neutral polish if you don't like neutrals like I do. I'm not a big fan of just regular neutral polishes. I always need something extra, and this would be my neutral extra polish. This would look fantastic as a pedicure as well. The glow is just, you can't deny it. You think you're seeing glow on the screen. In person, it's even more glowier. And I love how at certain angles it looks very ghostly. It's beautiful. Pictured are 2 coats of Glisten&Glow Casper with a glossy top coat. Glisten&Glow is also bringing us their Dry and Prep. This is priced at $10, and there is no cap. So a Dry and Prep is just a liquid that dehydrates the nail plate. It self-corrects any pH balance, and it just helps prep your nails for polish. So if you're doing your hand care, you apply your cuticles, your hand lotion and all of that, and now you're ready to polish, you're going to have that residue on your nails. This is what you would use to get rid of that residue, that oil, the lotion, all of that, to prep your nails for the polish and for it to be more long lasting. Now you would just apply it right onto the nail like you would do with nail polish, wait like 30-60 seconds. It's going to lift everything off of your nails and it's just going to look dry, not like SpongeBob soaking out the moisture dry, just dry and clean and fresh and ready for polish. And that's all you do, and then you polish. So this is Glisten&Glow Dry and Prep, and it'll be available at the shop. Next up, we have Garden Path Lacquers, and this is When the Owl and Witch Together Are Seen, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 600 bottles. This is inspired by one of the maker's favorite vintage Halloween greeting card ditties. This is described as a lightly tinted orange jelly base, accented with black holographic micro glitter, orange, pink, green, shifting large particle aurora shimmer, in silver holographic microflakes. Holy moly, there is just a lot going on here, but it is making for a dazzling polish. This is extremely vintage looking in my opinion. Now, if you lean towards the side of loving pruggly polishes, you're going to love this one. We're getting a lot of that green and a lot of that pink shift with the larger particle shimmer. The silver holographic micro flakies we can definitely see. It's giving it even more sparkle. I did 3 coats. I was kind of in between of whether I should leave it at 2 or apply 3. When I applied that third one, it just deepened up that orange jelly base and just obviously added more components alongside with it. I really enjoyed this one. I guess it looks a little orange. I feel like it's on the like rustier sort of like gold, very old school gold vintage shade, which I mean would go along with the inspiration, right? I love how all of the makers, like, they're creating these polishes this month, and I feel like everything is like spot on with the inspiration. Very vintage, right? Very vintage. But I really enjoyed this one. I thought everything, all the components all mixed together, just blended in so well. Beautiful polish. Garden Path Lacquers has been killing it with their polishes recently. They do an amazing job when it comes to micro flaky polishes. Honestly, they do an amazing job when they have any sort of like clear base and then throw in all the components. It just always makes for a great polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Garden Path Lacquers, When the Owl and Witch Together Are Seen, with a glossy top coat. Here we have DRK Nails, and this is True Love Never Dies, priced at $13.70, and there's a cap of 450 bottles. This one's inspired by the memory of the maker's aunt, which is beautiful. This one is a multi-chrome magnetic mixed with a larger particle size aurora shimmer. Now, DRK Nails, I feel like they are known for their magnetic polishes. The magnetic pull is always very strong and always very prominent. All the components are always mixed in very well together, but we're getting this beautiful dark maroon sort of base with a lighter purplish pink magnetic strip going across the nails. If you want something a little more prominent for your magnetic strip, I would advise either holding your magnet on for a little bit longer or using, the magnet and just hovering it over in a specific spot and, holding it for a couple of minutes. This is a beautiful polish for the fall, for the winter. Because this is a darker purpley, more maroon sort of shade, I definitely see this as a polish that I would wear around October, Halloween. Anytime I think of like not a dark purple, but that bright purple, that bright eggplant sort of purple shade, I always associate that with Halloween. But beautiful polish, and it built up wonderfully. Pictured are 2 coats of DRK Nails, True Love Never Dies, with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Dom Polish, and this is How Do I Unread This? Priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles. This is inspired by the creepiest, not safe for kids book, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Man, I used to read that book to my brothers growing up, so I'm the only girl out of 3 boys. And I used to be like, come on guys, like let me read a scary story to you. And I remember the book cover and like everything. Anyways, I didn't know that this was magnetic originally, so I did swatch it. Here you can see it just without the magnetic pull. Let me go back and read the description though. This is a dusty gray base with blue, multi-chrome, and red-orange shifting magnetic effect. So this is it just built up in 2 coats on its own without a magnetic pull. How beautiful is that though, right? And then here it is with the magnetic pull. So we get sort of like, not really an inversion of colors, but most of that beautiful red-orange pigment gets centered in the nails. Now this dusty gray base, I feel like has a touch or hint of lavender in there. It's not quite just completely gray, which I personally love. I love my dusty sorts of shades. I think they're beautiful. But the formula was fantastic, even for it being a magnetic and not needing that third coat. I thought it was wonderful. Pictured are 2 coats of Dawn Polish. How do I unread this with a glossy top coat? Next up, we have Cuticula, and this is Beware, for I Am Fearless, priced at $14, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by Frankenstein. This one is described as a soft gray base with strong purple-pink shifting shimmer and silver holographic flakies. Now, I feel like we're getting hints of the dark gray base, but because of all the heaping amount of shifty shimmer in here, I feel like the base is leaning more towards a dusty lavender shade like we saw with the Dawn Polish. The silver holographic microflakes, oof, love that we have so much going on here. I feel like it just changes this polish completely, gives it this nice silvery sort of icy effect. The gray base is pulling through. You see it on the perimeters of my nails, you see it at extreme angles, and then at other angles we're getting that nice strong purple pink shifty shimmer. We're getting little glimpses of rainbows, right, because of the holographic flakies. I love this polish. I feel like it's definitely appropriate for all year round, just because it's not too dark and it's not too bright. And then with that sparkle from the holographic flakies, I feel like it just is something that I would love wearing at any time of the year. Pictured are 2 coats of Cuticula, Beware, for I Am Fearless, with a glossy top coat. Here we have Cadillaquer, and this is the Evil Dead, priced at $14, and there's a cap of 600 bottles. It's inspired by the original Evil Dead movie from 1981. This is a black and teal with matte yellow glitter and pink purple iridescent flakies. This one goes on a little bit sheer, a little bit jelly-like on that first coat. On the second coat, we're really seeing that black and teal building up. Now, the more coats that you go in for, the darker that it's going to be. Now, I didn't show a third coat here, but I did do an additional coat just to build it up even more. I feel like we get hints of teal, but it definitely looks more like a dark navy to me. The matte yellow glitters in here, the pink iridescent flakies. This is screaming Halloween, and I love it. I love how we're seeing a lot of purple. If you don't like purple, I'm sorry. But we're getting a lot of purple this month for Polish Pickup. I mean, purple and Halloween, I feel like it just goes hand in hand, right? But I really enjoyed this one. It reminded me of a lovely, squishy, jelly, or crully sort of polish. Crully, I'd say crully. But I love the addition of all the components in here that really contrasted against this darker sort of navy base. Pictured are 3 coats, because I didn't show you the third coat, but I did do 3 coats. So pictured are 3 coats of Cadillaquer, the Evil Dead, with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Bluebird Lacquer, and this is I Ain't Got Nobody, priced at $13, and there's a cap of 500 bottles. This is inspired by the pastel fluorescent Halloween skull decorations. It's a mac and cheese neon yellow-orange with an orange, pink, yellow, green shifting shimmer. It is definitely mac and cheese colored. Not like your Kraft macaroni and cheese, but like your Velveeta macaroni and cheese, like super bright and super vibrant. We're seeing the beautiful shimmer running throughout the nail. I see mostly pink and a little bit of orange, some yellow in there. Green, I don't see too much. I might get a hint here and there, but primarily from further angles, we're getting a lot of the orange and the yellow shimmer. And then at extreme angles, I'm seeing a lot of that pink, and it's really giving a lot of depth and dimension to this polish. This is a very bright and another glowy polish, very different than what I'm used to wearing, but I really enjoyed this polish. I thought the formula was fantastic as well. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is just going to depend on your preference. Pictured are 3 coats of Bluebird Lacquer, I Ain't Got Nobody, with the glossy top coat. And the last polish that I have to share with you all is BCB Lacquers, and this is Boost Your Spirits, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 400 bottles. This is inspired by the 1980s McDonald's Halloween buckets. If you see the inspo picture, I know it's up on the Facebook group. I'm not certain if it's on the PPU website, but it's on the Facebook group, and it's so cute. I feel like, I mean, I was born late 80s, but I feel like I've seen those buckets around. I feel like I've definitely seen the buckets. This is a black tinted jelly with purple, blue purple flakes, gold orange, green glass, and hollow flakies. I built it up in 3 coats. I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for you. This is a jelly base, so it is going to take a little bit to build up. And honestly, I feel like it being a jelly base works out perfectly because this is jam-packed with tons and tons of flakies. We're seeing gold, we're seeing orange, we're seeing purple and blue. I see a little bit of pink as well. The black tinted jelly base definitely looks black after you build it up in those 3 coats, but it doesn't engulf, it doesn't swallow up those colorful flakies, which I appreciate, because sometimes with darker colors, darker bases, it can really take away from the glowiness and from the brightness of the other components in the polish. This one was such a fun polish. I'm going to recommend using a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it. And that's because this is very flaky dense. So you want to get a nice plump, juicy look. So you want to add your smoother and then your top coat over it. But loving the hollow flakies that are dispersed in the nail. I feel like we have this layered. So we have the tinted jelly base, then we have the hollow flakies, and then we have those beautiful color shifting flakies. And it's adding like this sort of sandwich effect, which I think it's beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of BCB Lacquers, Boost Your Spirits with a glossy top coat. All right, everybody, I am going to choose a couple of favorites. First one being from Garden Path Lacquers, and this is when the owl and witch are seen together. Garden Path Lacquers has been killing it these past few months, probably even longer than that, honestly. I just feel like time blends in and it feels shorter than what it really is. But oh my god, their polishes have been so stunning. They do micro glitter so well. They do clear bases so well. So in love. This polish is beautiful. The shifts, the formula, everything about it. It is going to look beautiful for the fall time. Next one is from Pahlish, and this is Can I Keep You? Oh, such a cute name. I love it too. But the glow, you already know Pahlish does glow amazing. I've been really into glowy polishes. This one is very different from what I would usually pick, but I've been feeling the very different polishes lately. I think because I've tried like everything under the sun, and now I'm going towards the things that I usually would never go to, or the polishes that I've never gone to. And I want to wear this one for sure. Last one is from Sweet and Sour Lacquer, and this is Dream Demon. Like, come on. Look at this velvety goodness. It is gorgeous. It is just velvety, smooth. It makes a statement. Like, it is just glowing out of the bottle right now. This is something I need to wear for the fall season for sure. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know what you're planning on wish listing, which polishes are like your must-haves that you have to have. This is just some of the polishes that are going to be available on Polish Pickup. There are so many more. So I always like to hear what other people are thinking about. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.